No motivation needed, as far as that goes. Air Force Troy has always done a great job, in my opinion, and we respect their team tremendously. We respect the players on their team tremendously because of who they are, where they're at, and also that they're the competition that we've had every single year. So this is always a good football team, and I would say this about our team. I mean, no motivation needed. I hope that's what it is. And if we got to come out there and motivate guys to play in this game, and regardless, this time of year, this game in particular, at home, senior night. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going into this game. So it's really just the motivational part of it. It should be there. If it's not, there's something wrong with us. And now it comes down to just our execution, our week of practice, how we prepare. Because I said it last week to the team. I mean, it's just you don't go out there and do things the right way, it's going to show up in the game. And our first half of the last game was not very good. And we fought through it, grit, whatever you want to call it. We did that throughout the game. We found a way to win, and that's exciting. And at the same time, you can go pop on the tape, and you could say it could have been a lot different, in our opinion, had we done these things. And you only have so many of those opportunities. So we want to come out there and play a whole lot better than we did. And it goes back to preparing this week. Obviously, schematically, there's some things in there that are different than what we've seen. So our defense will prepare for that. Our offense will prepare for that. Special teams, there's a little different components in there, but we didn't take care of business last year on special teams. That was a huge factor in the game. So really, I hope our guys are focused. I hope our coaches are focused. I hope that they can get away from, what we've done and to listen to all that, about where we are and what we've done and all these things, and just focus on finishing. That's really all that matters. So I hope that's what happens this week. See, I think it's, everybody, when you play a team like Air Force or Navy or whatever, it's always the talk is about the triple option. It's really, there's two other phases in the game as well. And offensively, we want to obviously go out there and perform this year as best as we can. Putting points on the board, that's what the offense's job is to do. Special teams, didn't think that I know we didn't. We weren't very good last year. And so, our goal is to win the field position battle and try to find a way to do that, and then defensively prepare for a different scheme. And for us, defensively, we've seen it all this year. So, I mean, it's a matter of just doing like we do every single week, getting ourselves prepared and ready to play against that scheme. And our coaches will do a good job. They'll prep our guys. They'll watch film. They'll study. They'll have whatever tendencies they believe in, and they'll go out there and try to work those and prepare for game time. And to me, it really comes down to us, all three phases. Can we go out there and play fast, play a physical brand of football like we've tried to do, and take care of the football, get the football, do some things on special teams, create some opportunities, create some field position, because that's what we did not do last year. We actually had some good field position last year. We took no advantage of it whatsoever. And, I feel like that was a lot to do with, lack of execution. I don't know if I put them in the best position last year to be successful. And, now this is a new opportunity. And where we are right now, just as a team, how do we get better? That's really what it comes down to. We have a different opponent. We have a similar process, but how do we go out there and use that for a completely different challenge and get ourselves ready to go? Seth happens to stand out because he's the kick returner, wide receiver, the ball's going his way. But you got, a handful of guys right now that we're having to do that with. And, that's part of that toughness you have to play the game. One thing we could do is actually block the right guys for them on kickoff return, which we didn't do. So we could save them a few hits that way. We're not trying to get them blown up, but we tend not to go out there and just follow through on how we practice things. So that needs to change. But yeah, every time, it's one of the things, with a guy like Sed or anybody else that's out there playing, with some injury, being hurt. you got to manage that, and part of it is, they got to help you do that too. So sometimes he's got to be out, sometimes he can come back in, and you kind of leave it up to him. He's going to play when he can play, and there's no question about that. And so if he's out, he's out. If he's in, he's in. Now, this is another week for him to heal up as much as he can and get ready to go out there and play again, which he will. That's the one thing about Seth. He's competitive. He'll be on the field. He'll get out there and play. He'll practice. Every week. I don't know if he's going to practice. He practices, and he never. The one thing about Seth, some guys, you'll go put him in their jersey that says he's injured. Don't hit him, and some guys take total advantage of that, and they go out there and just kind of run around, and they make sure everybody knows that you can't touch him. And then there's some guys who are just like, hey, I get it. This is why you're doing it, but I'm practicing hard, and he's that guy. And the reason why I think he's, a guy that's going to continue to keep playing, and he's obviously been very valuable to us, is because he's like that. I hope that wears off on more guys on our team, is that kind of mindset. When guys get hurt and they can still go out there and play, I hope a guy like Seth, they see that, and that wears off a little bit more on some of the guys on our team, because that would be valuable for us.